If you're an entrepreneur and you've acquired a trademark, how do you defend it properly? Let's talk to everybody's favorite IP and entertainment lawyer to find out more.
My name is Tony Iliakostas. I'm an adjunct professor of entertainment law and IP at New York Law School, and I have an Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok account called The IP Professor that is dedicated to all things intellectual property.
We've been talking a little bit about trademarking things like our courses or different things inside of our businesses, but what happens if we do acquire a trademark to something and we discover someone is infringing on those rights? What steps do we take to defend that trademark, Tony?
Yeah, there are a number of ways of essentially engaging in brand protection once you've got a fully registered federal trademark in the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. I think the easiest thing is to invest in trademark monitoring services. Plenty of attorneys out there, especially trademark attorneys, who help you, register the trademark, offer as kind of like an addendum. And again, this varies depending on the attorney, but they may offer trademark monitoring services that would essentially help police any sort of applications that come through the server or the USPTO system that would put you on notice if, let's say, someone else is registering a trademark that is fairly similar, either in look or in the way it sounds or in employing the same words as yours. And then that could be kind of the proactive measure, the preemptive measure, rather, to begin the process of maybe making an opposition with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. And that's where I think the second part of this happens. That's, I guess, like a 1B to 1A with trademark monitoring services, which is that the moment you find any trademark out there that is minutely going to cause a red flag for your business, especially if you believe that it could cause some type of consumer confusion, the way you do it is basically you file what's called the Notice of Opposition to the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office Trademark Trial and Appeal Board. They're a specific entity that's contained within the USPTO. Essentially, they think of them kind of like their own in-house courtroom or arbitrator, if you will. They just handle claims, internal review of certain trademark applications that come through left and right from everybody that files a trademark application. Normally, you could file an opposition from the get-go, from when an application is filed. The other way you could file an opposition is after the trademark has been fully reviewed by the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. A specific trademark examiner usually goes through the application process, reviewing the application. They have to review even down to the specimen, which is basically the sample that shows how you're using the trademark in commerce. So if, let's say, you're registering a trademark for a coffee brand, they want to see how are you using that brand in commerce? How are you promoting that brand? Is it on cups? They want to see it on cups. They want to see pictures of that. Or do you have a storefront? They want to see a picture of that brand name on a storefront. Basically, any way that you're using it in commerce, that's what the trademark examiner wants to see. If everything goes through and passes with flying colors, then that trademark application gets published in what's called the Trademark Gazette. And you have 30 days to essentially file a notice of opposition to the Trademark Trial and Appeal Board. And this could go to anybody. This extends to anyone. Even if you don't have a registered trademark, you can file a trademark and say, hey, you know what? This could actually cause consumer confusion. Or, you know what? This person is monopolizing a little bit too much on this. We've seen this in a lot of different scenarios. Actually, quite relevantly, my co-host Evan and I just dropped an episode for today's episode. Today is Friday, April 28th. But we've just dropped an episode where we interviewed Elizabeth Chan, who is a Christmas singer-songwriter. And she made the news last year because she was successful in defeating Mariah Carey for the Queen of Christmas trademark that Mariah Carey tried to register with the USPTO. Now, Liz Chan has been called Queen of Christmas by a number of different people. Liz Chan, local news, a bunch of different media outlets have called her that. She has, albums out there where she's called herself that. She's used it in commerce, and she's been actively using it in all of her works that she's worked on. Even we all know Darlene Love, one of the more iconic Christmas singers, it's an iconic singer, but she's obviously known for the Baby Please Come Home song during Christmas time. She's been called Queen of Christmas as well. So Mariah Carey was trying to, isn't the only one that's necessarily dubbed the Queen of Christmas. That said, when you look at Mariah Carey's trademark application, she literally filed the Queen of Christmas in every single class of goods or services that ever exists in the USPTO. down to like, fragrances, Christmas decoration, entertainment services, streaming services. I was even stunned to see that in the mix of the trademark application, she registered Queen of Christmas for a variety of different milks: oat milk, rice milk, lactose-free milk. Like, it was crazy the amount of trademark applications that she registered, or the classes that she registered in. And Liz Chan was able to go to the Trademark Trial and Appeal Board and file what's called the Notice of Opposition, saying that basically, Mariah Carey was trying to gain full autonomy over the entire marketplace just based on one trademark. And that's not the case. The whole premise of, I guess the marketplace is to have a free one. You're supposed to have diversity. You're supposed to allow some level of competition. And that, in her eyes, by monopolizing and registering Queen of Christmas in a variety of different classes, creates an anti-competitive environment, especially for someone like her who has been actively using it in commerce, no different than Mariah Carey, at least since 1994, when Mariah Carey's hit song "All I Want for Christmas Is You" came out. So all that to say, if Liz Chan was, aware of this and worked with her lawyers to do this, this is your calling card. If you're a brand owner, if you have a business and you have a federal trademark and you notice something funny with another trademark application and you think that it could cause consumer confusion or it worries you, if Liz Chan is able to go to the Trademark Trial and Appeal Board and fight it and successfully win, I don't think that there's anything that's stopping you as well. It's a matter of protecting your rights and being aware that when you file a trademark application, you are afforded some level of protection, and there are procedures and processes that go through, and it's a straightforward process all in all.
So if you have questions on creating your trademark or enforcing your trademark, we want to make sure that we're getting you legally covered with this. Drop those down below. And as always, it's incredibly important to be reaching out to your lawyer with specific questions to your potential cases. If you are not uncertain of this, you need that in-house guidance to make sure you're not fumbling as you are moving forward with this process. So drop the questions down below. Tony is coming back for upcoming episodes, and we're actually going to be talking a little bit more about trademarks in some upcoming episodes, including how to find out if you have a trademark, if you have to avoid a trademark, if somebody else has a trademark. All of those things will be covered in upcoming episodes. But as always, you can reach out to Tony on his social media and on his podcast. Tony, where can everybody
You can find me on
online?
Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at the IP Professor. And as KM said, you can check out NScene and Entertainment Law Podcast. New episodes drop every Friday on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
If you have questions, drop those down below. Tony's going to be back for upcoming episodes, and stay tuned because every single day we're dropping brand new videos to help you navigate the world of social media, learn how to work with the algorithms, create content faster, stronger, and better to get better results, but spend less time and stress creating them. We'll see you in the next episode.